My journey into football began as a 7-year-old, I suppose. And the school I went to, having come from Jamaica, they were picking the school team, and they got as far as left back, and they said, who wants to play left back? Nobody volunteered. Myself, coming from the Caribbean, was all about cricket and that sort of, not football, and I having played football in the playground only. So it was a case of, I'll play left back. No idea what left back was. No idea whatsoever. So yeah, I said I'll play left back. And so that's where my football career, let's say the past, started there, playing at left back. I moved from left back to centre half by the time I got to about 11. And the first time actually I played in a forward role was, I was been about 14, I think it was. And it was on a Saturday afternoon in Dollis Hill somewhere. No, in Finchley somewhere. And the teacher said to me, we need some goals, go up front because you're quick and whatever. So I went up front, scored a couple of goals, we won the game. And he said, that's your new position. You play up front. And, so that was my football early days at school. Obviously played Sunday football from my youth teams and stuff like that, local. Then I went to Watford on the trial with a number of my schoolmates when I was 15. Because Paul Kitson had previously been at our school and he left and became professional footballer at Watford. He came back one August time and said, and obviously we hear footballers in the school, all mobbed into the common room, and there we were all talking and firing questions at him left, right and centre. And at the end of it all, he said to us, you guys should go down to the open trials that Watford are having at RAF Stanmore and see how you do your luck. So 9 of us did. We all went. And I was the only one that actually made it beyond the trials and a few games to ultimately sign when I was 17. I think when you talk about football, if we say football as a whole at the moment, I think the first thing you have to at least, I think, have a degree of ability, of talent, if you're going to get a chance. Because you don't. One thing I've learned, especially in a team sport, you don't have to be the best of the best of the best to be successful. What you have to be is have certain attributes that you can bring. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Mm-hmm. So there'll be different people in there that have different strengths and qualities, and you have to complement what they have by what you bring to it. And the biggest thing you bring is that you work as hard as everybody else, you give as much as everybody else, and you try to do of your best every time you cross that line and every time you go out training. And that, I think, if you carried that very same mantra into the workplace of any workplace, I think it would work. Mm. That's so important, because if you give 100%, you don't have to know every detail about what you're doing initially. You just need to be able to give what you can and work as hard as the bits you know, and you learn and progress along the way as you go along. Because, but a lot of conversations say about not enough black coaches and managers. And I often ask people the question, what did the first manager of a football club do? How did they know they were going to be successful? What he did, he just managed. He had to learn in the position. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for all of us, we're all learning in any position we're in, from the abilities where we start. We have to learn how to make what we have better, and to make others better, and to mold a team of people and guide them, good direction and good practice. And if you can mold that and get people together, I think you can be successful at pretty much anything you want to take on. I think hardship would probably be, and it's only on looking back that for me, I realised what it was like. Because when we came to England, my mother was doing 3 jobs to make sure that we all could get our school uniforms, we could all have little things. And the one thing makes you never went to school with clothes that were tatty and torn, shoes with holes in it and stuff like that. But you never saw it as that all the time. You just thought mum was just this amazing person that, regardless of whatever, she always had a solution for everything. Mm. But, that was hardship, because she worked all the hours God gave to look after 7 children, and that, I think, helped myself and others in the family to recognize that, it's something we've got to do it together. But, whatever you dedicate yourself to, you've got to give your all to it. You've got to give everything you have to try and get the most of it. And you do it for, not so much for yourself, but you do it for other people. And that translated really well with football, which is why my mum was so pleased when Graham Taylor arrived, because that thinking was exactly the same way. And I think that really brought everything together nicely for us.
Why is diversity important in sport?
I think diversity is important because we live in such a diverse world. Even if all we do is travel somewhere on holiday, because when you go on holiday, it's not only people from, say, England will turn up in, let's say, in Spain or in Italy or whatever. There were people from Germany and all sorts. And ultimately, we do mix and we do learn a little bit about each other, and I think we're better for it. It's a little bit like education. The better educated you are, the more rounder and complete person that you ultimately become, because you can deal with different situations, and you can literally be part of anything, because you don't feel like you're on the outside. And I think it's very much the same when it comes to diversity. We live in such a country which there are people from countless different other countries and their cultures, and it just makes everything that we do so much better. So I just think that for me is why it's so important. It just makes life better for everyone.